Hello, I'm Marcus Boston. In today's quick video, we are going to talk about the role of genetics in an HIE birth injury investigation. We get this question from time to time, and it stems around genetics and the role of genetics in a baby's HIE diagnosis. And a lot of times families will contact us. Usually their baby has just recently gotten an HIE diagnosis, or they have a CP diagnosis now and they have questions. Mom, begins to think back on labor and delivery, and then there's questions that begin to arise as to what actually caused their baby's brain injury. And genetics is something that comes up in these cases, and that's something, as a birth injury attorney like myself, this is something that I'm always looking at too. And the reason being is because if we go forward, if a family wants to move forward with a birth injury lawsuit or a birth injury claim, there's things that they have to understand, and there are certain elements that we have to prove in these cases. It's not enough for a bad result or a result that the client does not want. It's not enough that there is a bad result that occurs. The law has very specific guidelines as to how we can prove these cases and how to be successful. And one of the main elements in these cases that is usually hotly contested, it deals with causation. Birth injury cases fall under an umbrella called, medical malpractice cases. And if you kind of go up from there, the big umbrella is going to be negligence. And then from there, it's going to be tort law. And when we're talking about tort law and negligence, there are 4 total elements. They are duty, breach of duty, causation, and that last one is the injury. The 4th one is the injury or damages or the harm. And that issue of causation, we have to show that the cause of the injury, in this instance the brain injury, is something that the doctors or the nurses or the hospital did or they failed to do. We have to show that they are the cause of the injury. If there are other things that may have caused the injury, then that element, number 3, causation, that becomes seriously problematic for us in these cases. And that is why genetics and developmental issues, and whether mom had an infection or any other thing, in these cases, a lot of times this is what the defense will try to point to as the cause of the baby's brain injury. They'll say, nope, it wasn't us, we had nothing to do with it, it was genetics, it was a genetic condition, or it was developmental. So the purpose of this video today is to help you understand this process, to help you understand when we are doing a birth injury investigation, when we are looking at these cases, there's a lot of stuff that we have to look at, and we have to be able to have an answer as to causation. Was it something that the doctors or the nurses or the hospital, was it something that they did that caused your baby's brain injury and subsequent, HIE diagnosis or CP diagnosis or MAS, whatever the condition may be? Was it caused by something that the hospital, the doctors, or the nurses did, or was it caused by something else? If you have more questions, maybe you're here today because your baby does have an HIE diagnosis and you do have questions as to what was the cause of it, and you would like to speak with us further about these issues, there is a telephone number down below. I invite you to go ahead and pick up the phone and call me. We talk with families like yours all the time about these issues, and I will be happy to take some time to listen to your family story and your baby story. One more thing before I go. I practice law here in the state of Maryland, and if you're watching this video and you are not in Maryland and you reach out and contact us, you got to understand that if this is something that we think that we can assist you further with, that we have to use co-counsel or local counsel. In other words, an attorney in your state. And that's something that we can help, try to help you with. But I just want to make sure that you understand that co-counsel aspect of things if you're not here in Maryland. All right, that's going to be it for today's quick educational video. Again, I'm Marcus Boston, and I'm one of the childbirth injury and medical malpractice attorneys practicing law here in the state of Maryland at Boston Law Group, LLC. And we will see you next time. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day.